Welcome to SkinnyBoy-Entertainment. Thank you for joining me. Listen, off my last video, we've already learned that 84% of black students cannot read or write. But what's actually going on in the school districts now? Today we're going to be focused on California. What if I told you your kids are being taught something that I don't think you would approve of? And if you do approve, this is alarming because we've stopped caring about history, math, science, and what your kid identify as. See, now the school board has in place some certain laws that parents, I don't think you're actually aware of. This is dangerous. See, we've taken God and prayer out of schools. Now, if you're not religious, like, what's the problem with that? See, defiance rates has went up. These youth are not respecting their parents anymore. This is dangerous. Young men, young women, if there's anything to get out of this channel, out of my channel, we uphold respectable young adults. We strive to become better. We want to think for ourselves and think critically, and we will always excel in whatever we do. But without further ado, let's get right into it. The title of this is Parents in California are about to lose their kids under new law. Let's get it.
They're infusing classwork with transgenderism. So they're planting the seed when these kids are 4 and 5.
And this is pretty common in the schools?
In California, the schools are required to teach about transgenderism. They're taught that you are born transgender. There's signs in schools that say, if your mom doesn't support you, I'm your mom now. They're doing this for nefarious reasons. Each one of these kids is worth about $1 million to the medical community. It's a $1 billion industry.
My guest today is Erin Friday. She's a lawyer and parent advocate. Today she'll discuss California laws on gender transformation and how she dealt with this personally.
Listen.
The doctors, I trusted.
Take your kids out of school, man. Take your kids out of public schools. If you're in California, take them kids out, please. How we putting this over proper education is outrageous. It doesn't make any sense.
The teachers, that part was so painful to understand. Parents are bullied. Doctors will tell them, would you rather have a dead daughter or a live son? You have to raise your voice. They can't cancel us all.
I'm Siamai Korami. Welcome to California Insider. Erin, it's great to have you. Welcome.
So great to be here. Thank you.
We want to talk to you about a phenomenon that's been happening in California. Genders are changing without parents' approvals for kids that are in schools. There is a recent movie that actually Epoch TV and us, we produced. It's called Gender Transformation and the Untold Realities. And you were part of this movie. Before we get into discussing this movie, can you tell us about what's happening? A lot of people don't know about the laws in California of kids at school changing their gender without telling parents. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, so there's been a movement for probably the last 5 years where children are being asked their pronouns at school and asked what their chosen name is. And in some schools, it's even daily. They're asked to provide their pronouns and name that they want to be called. And this opens up a door to these kids to get confused gender-wise. They're starting to wonder, well, maybe even though I was born a boy, maybe I'm actually a girl. So it starts really at the school level. And then what the schools are...
Oh, I'm gonna play the video because this is crazy. How can this just happen? If I'm working a 9 to 5 and I'm entrusting my child to be in a safe environment to learn math, science, history, biology, whatever it is, and my child can't tell me anything about any of that, but he knows for sure he wants to change his gender to something else. What are they teaching?
Being taught by the Department of Education in California is that once a child comes out with a different name or pronoun than their biological sex, that they must keep that a secret from the parents. And that's actually not true. That's not what the law says. But that's what teachers are doing because they're being taught that that's what they are required to do. They're also being taught that the child could be abused by the family should the child come out with a gender identity that doesn't match their sex. And that's also not true. We don't see any evidence of that. We don't see families kicking their children out, especially their minor children, if they are gender confused. In fact, the opposite happens. The parents, love the child a little harder, care for the child a little more, and pay more attention. So that's what's happening at the schools. And then on top of it, these kids are going to counselors that are paid for by California tax dollars. They're going to counselors on campus and off campus without parents knowing. There's no consent required for a 12-year-old to go to a mental health counselor off campus or on campus. Parents have no idea that their child might be missing math class and going to a counselor. And those counselors
missing math class to go and talk about how you feel. See, they care more about what your child feels like or identifies like over what the school is actually supposed to be doing. And that's teaching math, teaching science. This is absurd. If you live in California, man, take your child out. Take your child out. What? I wish my child would. I wish my child. Let me find out. Oh man, this is wild.
Again, are trained in this affirmation model. They are trained to say that when a child says that they're a different gender, that they blindly affirm. Yes, you are. Yes, you are now a girl. And that can be happening behind parents' back for weeks, months on end. And parents have no idea.
And while the kids are at school, this can happen all.
Yes, it happens during the school day. And what they also do is they have affinity clubs, and they'll use euphemisms like UBU or the Ally Club, and they'll happen at lunchtime. And teachers will even be on video saying, this is the sweet spot, lunchtime, because you don't have to get consent from the parents, and the parents don't know that the child is spending their lunch in a meeting that they're talking about transgenderism the whole time. And they're doing this at younger and younger ages.
Is this happening in all schools in California that they're asking about the gender, or is it like, do they do it on a regular basis, or how does it work?
The vast majority of public schools, it is happening. They're asking children for their pronouns. They're infusing.
That makes total sense of why California had one of the highest rate of kids not being able to read or write, because now they care more about what your child identifies as. This is sickening. This is a problem. And when we have more stuff like this being pushed on your kids, you wonder why. I didn't even know this. This is new to me. Most of public schools in California, that's what they're teaching now.
Classwork with transgenderism. There's even math problems, word problems that will have transgenderism themes.
No way.
They put it in Spanish when they talk about gendered, nouns. It's making its way through every course. Kindergartners, TK, which is 4-year-olds, they are being read books like I Am Jazz, The Color Red, and these are all, or the Red Crayon, sorry. These are all books that will teach a child that you could be born in the wrong body.
Wait, stop.
So they're planting the seed when these kids are 4 and 5, when they're still believing in.
Julian is a mermaid. Love is love. I'm not a girl. A transgender story. For first graders? Oh, wait. What was the other one? What's the other one?
Sorry. These are all books that will teach a child.
Oh yeah, I said I forgot, I'm sorry, and it's pretty something, but I still know I'm a boy. They got the black homie in a dress. Ah, no. Come on.
Child that you could be born in the wrong body. So they're planting the seed when these kids are 4 and 5, when they're still believing in Santa Claus, when they have fantastical thinking, and they're planting it. And as that child goes through that public school setting, they learn it over and over again.
Oh, we're doomed.
In 5th grade, they have the puberty classes. They spend approximately an hour on gender identity, and they have the, you know, cute little gingerbread man or genderbread man and the unicorn with arrows pointing to the head and the body and saying you may have a male brain in a female body. And this is causing mass confusion for these kids as they go through the normal.
I'm gonna stop the video right there. Parents, I'm speechless because this is shocking. How is this even allowed? How is this even allowed to go on and happen? You're thinking you're putting your kid in a good environment for them to learn and meet the standards that they're supposed to, and these kids are being brainwashed and consumed by what their identity is. That's more important than math and science. Nah, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do a part 2 because I need to find out everything about this. This is wild. But listen, that full video, it was parents in California are about to lose their kids under new law. If you want to go watch the full thing, go watch it. I just couldn't. Wow. But listen, whatever happens, whatever laws they place, you need to be aware of what's going on. Don't allow them to continue this stuff if you do live in California. Fight for your rights, or either just move out the whole state. Honestly, your best bet is to move, because the fact that they can get away with this, you don't want to lose your child forever. You don't want, once you start messing with kids, that's where you got to draw the line. I don't care what your views are or what you stand on, but if you disapprove of this, honestly, it's just time to leave. It's time to just leave the whole state because this is sickening. But anyway, I hope this was an insight to you guys. This is just a small role of why your kids are not able to read or write. This is going to get to a astronomical proportion, if not stop. But if you enjoy this content, I want you to like and subscribe to my channel. Skinny Boy out.